Okay, bro, let me tell you some methods that I use to beat food craving, food addiction. Basically, wanting to stuff yourself with too much food, and then you end up regretting it. You feel horrible, and you just regret, man, feeling in seeing all that weight add up when you perhaps go on the scale or look in the mirror. It's not a good feeling, I know. And so, what are some techniques that I used to stop that food addiction? First of all, bro, and this will be way easier if you track your calories, like please take a food weight scale and actually track them. But you need, first of all, to eat more protein and eat it first in the meal. The reason why is because protein fills you up way more and for way longer than carbohydrates and perhaps fats. And therefore, obviously, in that meal, I don't know if you eat directly in that meal, but at least for way longer in the day, you will not feel as hungry, right? So therefore, you won't have that full food craving as much, or pretty much at all. So basically, eat your protein first and eat more protein. For example, you should get a food weight scale and track your calories, right? And track that the weight of the food. Put that. You get the point. Basically, see how much the food weighs, and see the nutrition content on the label, or how is it called, or put it from the app My Net Diary, and you see there the macros, the calories, the whatever for that food depending on the grams that the food has. How much protein should you eat? Well, for building muscle, and you should perhaps build muscle, I mean, why not, if you're watching this channel also. Well, 1 gram per pound of body weight. If you and pound is basically 2.2 times more than kilogram. For example, if you have 1 kilogram is, I think, 2.2 pounds. It's basically the same weight. It's just in different measures, or not, or whatever. I mean, pound versus kilogram is different, but the same weight. I mean, does it make sense? Anyway, you get the point. Me, for example, I think I'm around 67 kilograms. That might be around what, 145 or 147 grams of, yeah, pounds basically, and that's how much protein I should be eating. Next is, after you ate that protein, make sure, bro, you have fruits in your meal. And why this is super powerful in terms of this, it is because when you have fruits, bro, even a couple, even one or two, can make you fill up really quick, super quick. And I'm not talking just about one berry or one cherry, like these small fruits. No, I'm talking about some bigger ones, like an apple, for example, like a peach, like a banana, for example, like a pear. These kind of fruits, you eat them and they fill you up really quick, even after one or maybe two max, and you're filled up really quick. So one, make sure you get your protein first, and two, after that, get your fruits in, and that way you will be filled up way quicker, and therefore you won't have even enough space to fit even more, even too much food. I mean, that's the thing. And you might say, oh, but don't fruits have a disadvantage? Don't they have too many calories? No. I mean, one apple, for example, even 132 grams, like basically one medium or small apple or whatever, has like what, 100 for 78 calories, I think, if I checked in some minutes ago, I think, and around 13 or 19 grams of carbs. Fruits don't have that many calories, bro, for real. And the sugar in them, you might say, oh, but they have sugar. At least it's healthy. It's fructose. It's not really sugar. Does it have the same effects? There's debates on this, but it's at least from nature and is way healthier than added processed sugar. I think we all agree on that. And it's like two fruits is basically nothing. Yeah, just have fruits, of course. And if you struggle with some sugary stuff, with some junk food, some food that is sugary basically, and you like to eat it, but you kind of want to keep it in, but you know it's not good for you, well, let me tell you, bro, the solution for that basically. I either way don't eat sweets, I don't like them. But either way, I found a method that will help you with this, which is making a fruit salad, which you can do basically every single day. And not just that, you can also make it sweeter, or at least seem sweeter. Basically what you do is, I gotta show it you in the obviously next clips, but basically you get some fruits in a bowl, you mash them, for example a banana, peach, apple, whatever other fruits you want, bro, and you mash them with a fork, with whatever, with a spoon, what you want, and you stir them perhaps a bit, and then you put them to fridge for a couple of minutes, maybe, it depends, I mean, a couple of minutes, 3-5 minutes, and then, bro, it will taste amazing, for real, and you can have that every single day. And that way, you don't even need, bro, to get whatever other sugary foods. You already have the fruit salad. You can make multiple days, but multiple a day if you want to. Okay, bro. So here we go. We have the weight scale here because I got a track here. Blah blah blah. But basically, let's say you have a banana, then you have a peach, and you put whatever, maybe strawberries or other stuff, and you mash it and put it to fridge. And bro, look at this, the final product. Man, I tell you, bro, this mashed banana and the mashed peach and then some strawberries, bro. They, like usual, probably will taste amazing. And you put them to fridge, and they will taste even sweeter and even better. So replace your candies and your sweets or whatever other garbage food with this. For example, fruit salad. And free obviously is having a weight scale, tracking all this, and having a goal that is really inspiring for you, not just getting in shape, but actually specifically what body fat percentage do you want to have. For example, you want to cut down to 12% body fat or 10% body fat. 12 is still looking great shredded, but of course way easier to maintain than 10, for example. And also, let's say you want to build way more muscle. Depends if you want to bulk, if you want to cut, whatever. There's many stuff in fitness. If you're a beginner, you got to learn all this, but don't overcomplicate yourself. All right, just make sure you pick your goal. Do you want to add weight? Do you want to get your weight lower? I mean, it depends. Obviously, we want to build even more muscle. Hopefully you want as well. And depends, if you're on a bulk, you want to add more muscle, and obviously you'll add a bit of fat as well. But to not overdo it, for example, is you use these techniques, bro, and you gotta make sure that you do it correctly. Basically, eat more protein and eat more fruits also, and they will fill you up and they will keep you from overindulging in foods. Now, third of all, I don't know exactly if this will work for you, but it might. I think it worked for me, and it kind of, I hope I can make it make sense. Try to perhaps have 2 meals instead of 3. And the reason why I say this is because if you have 3 or multiple meals a day, you perhaps can eat some, let's say 800, 900 or 1000 calories per meal, for example. And let's say you can eat a bit more, you still have reserves for more storage, but you don't really though fool yourself up completely, and therefore on the next meal you're even hungrier because you ate something but not fully. You already use it, and so you don't have enough energy. So the next or whatever you at least think so, in the next meal you're even more hungry, or let's say, because you didn't get all your food in that meal. So basically the brain and body think, okay, we're getting finally food now, and probably because of our ancestors' brain or something, because it was hard for cavemen to go in and get food all the time. They needed to hunt and all that. Maybe sometimes they didn't even have food for the day or for the whole part of the day or some days, and so they think, and so perhaps the brain thinks, okay, well, we are eating, but we're not full, or not filled up, and in some storage is still there that you're still kind of hungry. And I think therefore the next meal you're even more likely to indulge into eating even more food, therefore, I think. And so that way, by having just 2 meals, imagine instead of just 1000, it depends, for everybody it's different, depends also if you're bulking, if you're cutting. But for example, if I eat 1300 calories. For me, for example, right now that I'm on a cut, I'm on 2600 or something around that. And let's say I eat 1300 per meal instead of, and that's therefore 2 meals. Well, in one meal, I know it and I feel it that, okay, I'm full now, okay, great. And therefore, I'm more likely to not get some more snacks or some other, you know, different, how is it called, man? Yeah, I guess snacks you can say, or additional small meal or whatever that might have high calories, for example, or you choose to overindulge, and then you eat even more, even after that, in that second meal or third, is not good, right? So therefore, that bigger meal, but of course, with tracking your calories, of course, do it correctly to not overeat if you don't want to. Well, that one meal keeps me filled, full for quite some more time, quite longer, right? And therefore, I with tracking with tracking your calories works even better. Instead of, for example, eating something but you're not full, and the next meal, therefore, you're even hungrier because your brain thinks we need more, and then therefore you overindulge. It's not good at all, right? So try at least. I don't know if it will work for you, but perhaps try to have 2 meals a day. Depends also, you gotta structure them in the times that you can and want to. It would be better for you to, of course, not starve for way longer than you need to, obviously. You can also try to do intermittent fasting. Is it the healthiest? Biohackers and all that say it is. Different people say it's not. I mean, anyway, the point is, if you don't eat for some time in the morning, basically, you teach your body when to release the hormones for hunger or something like this. I heard this from Charlie Morgan, and I saw it worked for me as well. And if you, for example, saw the last videos or video, I'm not even sure which ones I posted yet. I think one or two something. No, anyway, basically yesterday I think I made 3 videos. I'm pretty sure back to back to back, and I didn't eat anything. And I said in that video, in those videos, that I didn't even feel hungry at that point in the morning because I kind of taught my body, okay, it's not the time to eat right now. And the body learns when to expect food because you teach it when it will happen. And that's another very important thing. I have a schedule. You should too. And you should schedule at which times you eat the meals. That way it'll be incredibly helpful for you as well, because you teach your body when to expect food, not just whenever. I mean, I'm super grateful I actually got this idea, thank you God for it, because this is super important. I just got it now, so I mean, I remember about it now. You need to schedule your meals. Don't just eat randomly whenever you feel like it. Make a schedule that will either way eliminate a lot of anxiety, because you either way know when and what to do. That's one thing. Second, for eating, well, again, you teach your body when to expect food. So therefore, when it's not the time for eating, it will learn to not release those hormones for hunger. So therefore, you won't feel as hungry, and that will happen with time, of course. But the better and the longer you can do this, in terms of a schedule for that and for the other activities in your day, well, obviously it will be way easier to not overindulge in food. That's one thing. And second, either way will be way more productive, because you have a schedule. That's mind blowing. I mean, that's so important, bro. So please do take that step. All right. I think that might be all. Let me think if there's some more stuff. Another thing, maybe, I mean, on this subject, is follow people on YouTube, on Instagram, that are in the shape you want to be in. Strong, muscular, lean, and of course, hopefully natural, not with steroids or whatever, but actually realistic goals and something. For example, people that, okay, have great physiques, are in shape, are lean, strong, and it's like, wow, I want to look like them, right? when you do that, you obviously set some kind of standard and some kind of goal or where you want to get to. Therefore, that will also prevent you perhaps from eating too much, because that is against your goal, right? And so if, again, I say this over and over again in the videos, if your goal is more important to you than the craving, than the bad habit, you will trade that bad habit for the goal because you want the goal way more. So therefore, you got to really specify and in detail what you want to get, and look at people that have the results you want so that you're inspired and motivated. And if you think that you might have this problem of, oh, but what if I get sad or something, if I see all these amazing physiques and compare it to mine, because people say don't compare yourself with others but only with yourself. That is stupid. Don't ever do that. Don't indulge in that. Look, this is how it actually works. First of all, we're all in competition, all right? Don't have this weak mindset of just thinking, oh, just compete with yourself. You'll lose, bro, compared to all the others. We're all competing, bro. And first and second of all, think about it. You will only get sad and stuff if you don't actually put the work in. I mean, if you, for example, see all these in shape great guys on Instagram, for example, or on YouTube, your mentors, well, you won't get sad or depressed or something comparing that if you yourself are working on it. If you saw them, let's say, but you wouldn't be working on your physique, well, you'd be jealous. But now that you're working on it, you're inspired. So that's a difference. That's a massive difference. And so you set the standards. You're not just floating in space. You actually have a goal of where you want to get to. You apply these techniques, and therefore you go to that goal. Eventually, with time, consistency compounds and gets higher and higher and higher. You don't see it perhaps growing day by day, but if you zoom out and you see the year, you'll see that it goes like this. So therefore, that's what you do, bro. That's, I think, what I've done for defeating this food craving. Because at one point, I didn't even have this food craving. But then, and I told myself, like, yeah, I'm a disciplined individual. Of course, I didn't even need junk food at that point. I was just thinking, I'm just saying not even now. I'm not eating junk food. I don't even qualify it as food. It's just stupid, in my opinion. And the point is, I told myself back then that, yeah, I'm a disciplined individual with food, no problem. But then perhaps God wanted to test me or something, and then I started to somehow get more cravings for eating food. I think because of these specific techniques that I told you, I think that's the reason how I managed to quit that food addiction. It might be here and there some cravings, but not nearly as much, trust me. And you either way develop this mindset of just resisting that and defeating the resistance. And guess what? Another thing, Charlie Morgan has a very, very powerful video on becoming more disciplined and consistent and beating this resistance, right? This bad craving, bad addiction, whatever. He says basically, you are your current self, right? But you want to become your future self, which is way better. So you have a future, a vision of you that is way, way better. And so you want to get to that guy. How do you get there? By becoming him. How do you become him? By killing your current self and evolving into this new one. Well, not killing yourself physically, obviously. Don't do that. That's not good. That's a massive sin. Don't do that. Don't suicide. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this version and your habits, your whatever you're focusing on right now, that is not good. Kill all that, and metaphorically speaking, and become this new version of yourself. And how do you do that? It's called trial by fire. Basically, Charlie explained in that video how, and I've done this myself and keep doing it obviously forever. We all should. It's powerful. Basically what you do, you have this resistance when you try to do these disciplined things, right? You feel this resistance, like part of you doesn't want to do it, or pardon me, doesn't feel like doing it, but it knows it's the right thing. So you have this resistance, and then you apply effort, and resistance times effort equals pain. And the more pain you get, the more your current self your current self standards are eliminated and die. So basically, you create these new standards, new beliefs, new good habits by leveling up your mindset and your framework and your discipline through this. Resistance times effort equals pain. The more pain you get, the more you kill these standards of your current self of allowing yourself to overindulge in food. So basically, the more you do that, the more it will be eliminated until the point at which you become your new self who has the standards of not overeating, of tracking your calories, of actually burning the calories you need to, working out, doing all this stuff correctly and eating the right foods and so on. So, and actually I have a video adapted to that if you want to see it on the channel, and also Charlie's actual trial by fire video is massive, super inspiring and super educational, super valuable and helpful. So yeah, I guess those are pretty much all the things that helped me to stop this food addiction. And if you want to see more videos on discipline, on consistency and all that stuff, you can look on my channel. And also I have a program, a blueprint, a system for building more discipline, your consistency, your confidence, and also your physique. And if you want to, first link in the description, you can go and check it out. For the first 10 guys is free. It's basically my techniques for more in depth on how to build yourself into a more disciplined, confident individual, and of course in a better shape. And also you can join our Discord server. The link is in the description, bro. And yeah, please implement these tips, bro, for real. Take notes, go back to the video, pause this, go back to the video, take notes, and yeah, go and implement them, for real. Go take notes right now, bro, right now. So remember, we're limitless because we never peak if we so choose to. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.